Hello, it's the Salty Ginger for another episode of Salty Strange Stories. I said it real slow because I like the song that plays when I said it, so I like to hear it in the videos when I say Salty Strange Stories. Alright, anyway, on this episode of Salty Strange Stories, we go to San Juan Island, Washington, where I spent some time when I was younger. So San Juan Island, Washington is a little island in the Puget Sound. There's a town on it called Friday Harbor. It's kind of on one side of the island. It's real nice. There's little things, and there's a nice little marina. The ferry, the Washington State Ferry, takes you into Friday Harbor. But the rest of the island is pretty spread out. It's not very populated, and I lived on the other side. I actually lived in a boat. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. I lived in a boat on the other side when I was younger. It was high school age, and I was there. This takes place during the summer. So there were some big kind of resorts on the other side. I lived at one. It was a small, big resort, not big at all. And then there was one, I think it's called, it was in a harbor called Roche Harbor. And that Roche is the pharmaceutical people, right? The Roche Pharmaceuticals, that's their harbor, I guess, or named after them. But they had a presence there at some point. And somewhere on the island, there's what they call the Mausoleum. And it's in the middle of the woods. It's about a mile walk to get there. And what it is you come out of the woods, and it's kind of a little opening, and there's a gate, and the gate's usually closed. You climb it or open it. But then you go in the gate, and it's like a circle-y fence. You walk in there, and in the middle of that circle-y fence, it's like a Greek column thingy, right? There's a table, and my numbers might not be accurate because it's a long time ago, but I want to say there's 5 chairs around this table, and it's stone, right? Big, heavy stone. 5 chairs around the table with a spot for a 6th chair. And behind every chair, there's a column. And behind the chair that's missing, the column is broken. And then the columns have this cool decorative thing up top, and there's a little bit of broken column up top. So really just the middle section's missing behind the chair that's missing. The story is, well, each chair is a headstone for a member of I believe it was the Roche family. And the story is that whoever's headstone is the missing chair was all angry, and they came back and picked up their chair and threw it through the column. At least that's the story that I got when I was there. So we used to go out there for just to entertain ourselves at night, right? And this story takes place during one of those times that we were going out to entertain ourselves, and we would go out and like play cards or something, or just tell stories, something stupid by candlelight. And that's exactly what we were doing this time. And it's like I said, it's like a mile walk through the woods, and we would always do it with no flashlights, right? So we went out there on this particular night, and we make the walk, no flashlights, through the forest on this trail, relying only on stars to navigate, except really there's moonlight, so we didn't need the stars. We just kind of followed the trail that we saw in the moonlight. Then we get to the mausoleum. First of all, this time, usually the gate's always closed, and you have to kind of climb over to go through it or open it or something. The gate wasn't closed tonight. It was open just enough to shimmy through there, so we thought someone might be in there. Not a big deal. Gate's open. People are dumb. They leave them open. But there's like this creepy haze around it, right? Like real ominous. It could have been a movie. You walk up, they're like, oh dang, gate's open and there's a creepy fog. I wonder what's going to happen in the next act. But whatever. We shimmy through the gate, through the fog, walk in, and we're setting up. We're not setting up, but we were playing cards by candlelight, being stupid, trying to scare each other. And then we hear someone else coming. So we obviously, DV's us, blow out the candles and kind of run. We're still within the circle-y fence thing, but we run out into the little forest around the table real close and hide. And the other people come, And they're messing around, they're looking at stuff, they're not really doing anything, they're just talking and looking, and we start making like ghostly noises, being stupid, and they get scared and run away, and then we chuckle, and we go back to playing cards. We finished playing cards, and I don't know, we were there forever. It kind of gets old fast, right, sitting there playing cards, I guess. It doesn't feel like we were there that long, but we probably were. And so we pack up, take the candles, put them out, right? Make sure we didn't leave a mess on the table, because although we were hoodlums, we were respectful hoodlums. And then we start to walk back. Again, using the stars to navigate, aka the moonlit lit up the trail. But on the way back, we kept hearing like this rustling on either side of the trail out in the woods. And you look, and every now and then you catch these little glimpses of light back there. So at first we thought that's probably just animals, and we're catching the moonlight bouncing off their eyes, right? It's not really what it looked like, but that's what we told ourselves it was. So we keep walking, and it's happening more and more and more. And there's more of these lights, and they don't really line up like eyes, but it could be eyes, I don't know. But then what really freaked me out, anyway, I think other people were already freaked out, but I was like, whatever, is there was a light in the trail ahead of us. Like not like a moonlight ray coming in, but a light, like a self-making, the nipples are getting hard again talking about it. But so we go up, and you could kind of didn't move when we got there. You could block any possible moonlight from it, like you go all around it. It was just this light in the trail, and it was like of a similar color and consistency. I don't know if that's the right word, because you couldn't really touch it, but it was like what we were seeing on the side of the trail, but it wasn't moving, and it seemed bigger. Those were farther away, so they could have been the same size, but this one just sat there. And all of us pretty much at the same time got the notion that this was not a normal thing, and we all got pretty scared and hoofed it out of there. A lot of other stuff came out of the island when we were there. And whatever that was, I don't think that it was a natural thing. And I still think about it a lot today, and I don't know. It still gives me the willies that you know, kind of as you get older, you think back and you're like, oh, I was terrified, but there's a logical explanation. This one, I think back, and I still, just thinking about looking at that light in the trail, it still kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, that's it. That's my anticlimactic story today. The lights in the haunted trail in Washington that we navigated by the stars, aka moon. Thanks for watching this episode of Salty Strange Stories. Like and subscribe. Like my beard, go to Mad Viking, use Salty Ginge as the code SALTYGING, and that's madvikingbeard.com. You'll save 10% if you use that code. Bye!